This is Africa International Network.
It's your responsibility as a human being, because I say the world is like a ship. We can't burn one end of it and think it's gonna end there, because the whole ship is gonna burn down.
Come on. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. If you know it. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Don't give up. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. This is only the beginning. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Stay strong. Stay human. All I wanna say is that they don't really care about us.
Olivia, vad vill du säga?
We are not slaves.
Say it again.
We are not slaves.
Say it with her. We are not slaves.
We are not slaves.
We are not slaves.
Thank you, Lovette, for organizing this event, first of all, and many thanks to everybody who's here to show your anger. How angry are you? Are you shocked? How shocked? Scream as shocked as you are to see human beings being sold in Libya in 2017. This is not about being black, being white, being Arab. This is about humanity. And unfortunately, I have to tell you, this is not new. This has been going on for many years. It's not only in Libya. It has been going on in Egypt for the last 10 years, where it's highly reported, but unfortunately it has not received enough attention. And this has been going on in Yemen for the last 8 years, since I've known at least, but it could have been longer. And in Libya, this was happening under Gaddafi, and it's happening right now. So what's missing is, first of all, everybody have to change their perspective, just as we are here today. Arabs, blacks, whites, from all over the world, here in Sweden. And this is what it is about. This is about humanity. So these people that are being sold, you saw it in CNN, but at the same time, let me tell you that something worse is also happening there. It's not only about slavery. As a person, me, I come originally from Eritrea. And ask any Eritrean you know, they will tell you, we're so used, our new normal is being sold. I've heard people, I've interviewed people that have been sold 4 times, 5 times. Each time you get sold as a slave, as you saw in the CNN clip. What it means is, they will use you, you will work in construction sites, you will work in a farm, you will work anywhere. But then you have to buy your freedom out, which will cost you at least $5,000 to be free from the people that bought you for $400. What happens next? You'll get arrested by the so-called militia that are being backed by Sweden, by EU, all member states. So, once you are freed, you'll get arrested. These militias are paid to intercept and return the refugees that are trying to come to leave from this hellhole place. But what happens is, the same Italian Coast Guards are assisting the Libyan Coast Guards to return the same people that are trying to flee from the slavery, from the rape, from the torture, from the discrimination that's going on. So these people will get sold again and again and again. I've interviewed hundreds of people that were sold 5 times. Just ask any Eritrean you know how many times his brother or his sister has been sold right now as we speak in Libya. Right now, as we speak about Libya, a dead corpse of African woman is just arriving in Italy right now. A young woman who just died, and her relatives said, we refuse to leave the corpse behind in Libya. They took a risk, and they were one of the lucky ones that were arriving. But unfortunately, this young woman her dead corpse is arriving right now. So I want you to think of her. I want you to think of the children that are in prisons in Libya. What does it mean being in prison in Libya? It's the same thing where everybody right now is a trafficker. Even EU is trafficking people. That's what I would like to say, and I would like to be bold. Yeah. But let's not forget, I mean, we can be angry at EU for not being humane. We can be angry at Libya, but at the same time, we have to understand how fragmented the country is. It's a country that have no government, official government, where many governments claim to be the official government of Libya. The country is being run by warlords, traffickers. The same coast guards that are stopping migration are the ones that are smuggling our brothers and sisters. So let's not forget the root cause. That's what I want to get at. Why are they in Libya to begin with? So let's not just blame it on European Union or Libya, because the root cause is, why are these people fleeing from their country? So I want you to remember that as well, because as much responsibility as goes to European Union or towards Libya, African Union is responsible as well. Let's stop their hypocrisy by saying that they are shocked, because they are the reason that we flee from our home to begin with. So let's stop human trafficking all over the world, not only in Libya, but everywhere. Thank you for coming.
You guys are coming from the Network for Peace in the Horn of Africa. Tell me, what is the significance of this day to you guys and to everyone standing here?
Today, Louvet Diallo, amongst others, has succeeded to bring here a lot of people who otherwise we wouldn't see them. This is a success for us. We have been striving to show the world about what's happening in Libya, what's happening in Egypt, what's happening in Sudan to our brothers and sisters. And unfortunately, this video clip from CNN has, unfortunately and somehow fortunately, it has been shown to the world what's happening. You can't say you haven't seen it, because now everybody has seen it.
But before this video came, everyone seemed to be silent or ignorant about it. Is this something strange or shock to people?
No, we haven't been silent. The problem is we have been talking, we have been trying to spread the word, but no one has wanted to listen.
In other words, we needed mainstream media to pick on this.
That's unfortunately, that's the truth.
But then, what explains this kind of situation still happening today in the 21st century? People sold as slaves. What explains this? Who is to blame?
First and foremost, why are the people fleeing from their countries? We have our countries, and we have the UN. There's so many people and countries involved in this. So, yeah.
Well, thank you guys for having time to talk with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was a refugee. I was born in Uganda, and soon after, my family and I fled. We fled war, poverty, and patriarchal violence. So when people tell me we shouldn't care because it's not close to home, I wonder, whose home are they talking about? Because this is our home. This is our house. This is our backyard. This is our picket fence. But it's not white. It's painted by the blood of our people. Blood spilled from Western uncivilization. But blood swung on a sword with Europe's and America's name all over it. So how dare you say it's not close to home? The people that they see as strangers, they share our skin. But is that what it takes to care? You have to see yourself in the people? What happened to solidarity? What happened to no one is free until we're all free? These are all people and they're not free. And this could have easily been me and my family. It could have been my mom in the women's detention in Libya, getting raped every day. And these white feminists have the audacity to say it's not a feminist issue. Are you kidding me? What happened to women's rights or human rights? I guess it doesn't apply to black and brown women. Even today, do you know it's the U.S. International Day against the violence against women? Which women? Not black African women, not black and brown trans people. When I think about this, that it could have been us for daring to dream of a life, a better life for themselves and their kids. But my family and I, we were refugees, undocumented, not a single paper with our name on it, not a penny to our names. But I'm here now, and I'm not a refugee. It's a privilege for me to be here. It's a privilege for all of us to be here. But us being here is only the beginning. I know a lot of people want to pat themselves on the back because you showed up, being proud of yourselves. Don't you dare. We know what it took for you to get here. We know what it took for you to get here. The begging, the pleading, well, I say no more. I am done with that, and I know that we're done with that. We can no longer look to our oppressors for help. We can no longer look to them for the answers when they forced us to ask the question in the first place. When we get together, we can make the earth shake. We can make the world move. You know why? Because we are the revolution!
We are not slaves. We are not slaves. I am not a slave. You are not a slave, and we won't have anyone being called a slave. We are not slaves. 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 We are not slaves.
Steffi Alush, you were one of those who helped to get people to actually come here today to the anti-slavery march. Can you tell us how you did that?
Yes, I started out with creating Facebook posts where I told people to basically told people that if they love black people the way they loved our culture, this wouldn't have been an issue. And if they're going to enjoy the privileges of having us in our lives, having our music, having our food in their lives, they have to stand up for us and actually show up.
And Steffi, there were lots of people here, quite lots of people here, like I imagined. Tell me, who is to blame? If you were to place fingers, I'm certain you'll place several fingers on several persons. Please tell us, who's to blame for this?
I think it's everyone from politician to ourselves. Like all of us, some of us knew about this more than others, and the people who are highlighting it and trying to share it did not get the response they had because they did not have people like me who are socialites to present the issue. And also the politicians that create these laws and regulations that actually affect people outside of the Swedish country.
Okay, today African leaders are sending airplanes to bring back their citizens to their various countries. Do you think that is a measure to applaud, or is it enough?
I don't think it's enough. I think that people should have a right to travel and see the world as they fit for whatever reason they're moving, without being held captive, without being sold, without being raped, without being abused. The world is ours, it's everyone's, and trying to push people back is not the solution, and bringing people home is definitely not the solution. They left for a reason, but we're also at the same time very grateful that they're creating a safer space for the people who have actually been in Libya.
Thank you very much, Steffi.
Thank you.
Over the last couple of days, people have sent messages and said, thank you for organizing this. And I say, don't say anything about me, because this is a human right. This is something you can do. This is something you should be doing in your homes. Are you from Kurdistan? Are you from Turkey? Are you from Iran? Are you from Egypt? All these countries where at your home people are being called abed. Speak up, because your demonstration happens on your kitchen table. It's your responsibility as a human being, because I say the world is like a ship. We can't burn one end of it and think it's gonna end there, because the whole ship is gonna burn down. We in Sweden are not safe, even if we feel like we are safe, because my activist sisters stand with me, and I can tell you our psyche has taken so much beating over the last couple of weeks just for making simple requests of, can you share? And a well-known white feminist said to me last night, actually, after I spoke to you, Steffi, you better stop, because you're gonna run yourself to the ground. You will not have energy to continue with this fight for long. We'll talk about her next week, but today is my answer to her is, I will not stop. I will not stop. I am made from stronger things that I keep fighting even the days I want to die. Do you know why? Slavery in Africa, these drums I asked to be brought here today are the same drums we use in Gambia to warn each other when the slave traders, they be Arab, they be European, they be American, they may be British. That's how we try to warn each other, and it didn't work then, but here we're using it to make our voices heard today. When you leave here today, look at your loved ones and think, this fight is not over today. This is a demonstration, but we will be continuing behind the scenes. All we ask of you is, open your eyes, seek information. Don't be naive that this is only happening to them and not to us. We know very well slavery never ended. We talk about the USA for their slave trade for 3 decades. We forget that slavery in the Arab countries, slavery in North Africa has been going on for 13 decades and it has never stopped. Now is a time to say enough is f***ing enough. We as a black people should by this point, 2017, God help us all, still have to remind people that we are human beings. We fight it in the workplaces, we fight it in the shops, we fight for our existence every day. So when we ask you to stand with us, we need you to get off of your knees and stand tall and proud with us as one humanity. The demo is now almost to be over. We have, together with Libyan people, written a protest letter. This letter will be in 3 different languages. If anybody wants to translate it to any languages in this world, contact me. Let's translate it, let's distribute it, let's put on this spot UN, EU, IOM, UNHCR, NATO, Sweden, Stockholm, Örebro, Linköping. All these places need to take responsibility. Okay? Thank you for coming here today. Thank you for leaving your homes. Thank you for not having brunch. And thank you for listening to our voices.
Lovett, what is the root cause of this? To you, what is the root cause of people still being sold as slaves 2017? I mean, it's not only this year starting now.
No, it didn't start 2017. It's been going on, and media has been very quiet about this. Media in a way does not value black lives. So if it's happening there, it's not a problem here, even though we caused the problem there. Which is what I want to bring back to people, that let's not just pretend that it's us and them. We of the diaspora here have a responsibility to speak up for our people that are going through this. The Swedish people who consider themselves to be the others, they have a responsibility because it's their government that backed the EU, that went out there, that made sure Gaddafi was gone, that meant the smugglers are now in place selling us like merchandise, and we are not merchandise.
But I hear even during Gaddafi's time, this was ongoing from one of the speakers.
Yes, she mentioned that it was ongoing because the smugglers were still there, but it's gone from 1% to 100%. So the lesser of two evils, do we want few or do we want 450,000 people stuck there?
We would want zero from my perspective.
Yeah, I'll bring it down to a zero, definitely.
But what has Africa got to do with this? Africa, has it got to blame or?
Africa has probably one of the...
And sorry, when I say Africa, I mean those in power.
And when I talk about Africa, I mean those in power as well. And that is our governments are not providing enough education, enough job opportunities, because we haven't picked half of the government that's in Africa. The people that are coming in power are militias funded by the West yet again. So when they're in power, they only have one thing, which is to make sure the West is happy, and another thing to make sure their pockets are happy. What about our youth? What about our education? What about our opportunities? Why are we selling gold and diamond for bread to survive? Do we know the value of that? Africa is the richest continent and is the continent that has been most destructive and impacted by the West.
How can we put an end to this once and for all? Jallo, is that possible?
It's a long process, but I'm not daunted by it. I feel like it's something we will take one step at a time. One thing I want people to understand is let's start supporting good causes and not just people. Don't support me because I stand for Libya. Support Libya and the situation that's happening. If I can do it and I'm no superwoman, you can, and you can. Let's start having these discussions at home. Let's stop talking about going to Bercy. Let's stop talking about partying. Let's talk about how to rebuild our countries from here.
Thank you. Love it.
Thank you very much.
I was born by the river in a little tent, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Yes, it will. I don't know what's out there, beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Somebody keep telling me don't you hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will. So I go to my brother and say, brother, help me please. Oh, but he just ends up knocking me right back down onto my knees. Oh, there've been times when I felt like I couldn't last for long, but now I feel like I can carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know change is gonna come. Oh, a change is gonna come. A change is gonna come. Oh, yes it will.